All right, guys, so the biggest concern for a lot of people coming from V8 Hemis is the sound, right? The power is all well and good, but we want sound. We want the growl. We want the low end. We want the top end when it's time to get to the top end, but we want the V8 experience and the sound. We're not going to get that. It's plain and simple. We're not going to get that. But what we have here in this video today is clips of the Hurricane Inline 6 engine, twin turbo engine, in action, so we can get a feel for how the exhaust is going to sound. So for all you guys that's been curious what the future is going to sound like for Dodge Chargers, this video is going to give you that. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a car that makes us a car blog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So let's get into it, man. This particular video is at the Roadkill Nights in Detroit that took place about probably 2 months ago. One of my subscribers sent me this. This is live footage of the Dodge Challenger drag pack, but it's powered by the Inline 6 twin turbo Hurricane engine. And this is the one that's going to be the high output that's putting out 500 horsepower. The biggest concern that a lot of you guys have had is the exhaust sound. What does a twin turbo Inline 6 engine sound like? Well, let's get into it. I'm not going to waste your time. So this is the drag pack. I'll tell you why this is important, but this is the drag pack at the drag strip. It should be at its loudest. Let's go ahead and get into it. It's lined up. And that's an Inline 6 twin turbo. Let's listen to it as it comes back. You can hear that twin turbo or the turbo spooling up. All right, so this is at the line. I didn't see any smoke from that burnout, but whatever. That's not what we're here for. Off the line. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's quiet as hell. It's quiet as hell. Here's it lined up with other traditional muscle cars, and you don't even hear it. You hear the Camaro that's in front of it. You don't even hear the Challenger. Look at the audience. They're bored, disgusted. No growl, no nothing. But that's our future right there, guys. The reason that I chose this video, or why this video was so important, is because they're putting it in the drag pack. Now, the drag pack, if you guys are familiar, is Dodge's like their concept car, their concept drag car. Basically, they put the biggest Hemi that they can in there, either a 426, a Elephant, whatever the case may be. They take it to these drag strips and these car shows, and they show them off. And it's normally the most powerful Hemi, the loudest Hemi. They did it with a 5.7. They turned the 5.7 into a monster. They've done it with Hellcat, Elephant engines, turned them into monsters. The reason that it was important to film this particular car was, and shout out to this YouTube channel, I'll put the link in the description and all that stuff. The drag pack is supposed to be the drag specific Charger or Challenger. They put the Hurricane engine in it. You heard nothing. You heard nobody screaming. The audience was dumbfounded and quiet. The engine was quiet. The car didn't even spin coming off the line. It tried to do a burnout and it couldn't. I saw a little bit of smoke, but that could have been from the exhaust. All you heard was the turbo spooling up as it passed you by. You've heard twin turbo engines. You've heard that loud, you've heard that whistling sound. That's all you heard. But the fact of the matter is, guys, that's what our future sounds like. Now, that's not the best clip in the world. There may be some other stuff out there. This is kind of a leak, or not necessarily a leak, but this is what Dodge did to let people know, hey, listen, we're still going to do gas powered engines. It's just going to be in a V6 or a i6. I'm sorry, not a V6. That's what our future sounds like. And that's the high output Inline 6 Hurricane engine. So that's going to be the top of the top as far as gas powered engines are concerned coming from Dodge. So that's your scat pack right there. That's your 392 killer, so to speak. You know, it didn't look faster than a 392. It damn sure didn't sound like a 392. It didn't look like you got off the line quicker than a 392, even though it's got more torque, more horsepower, obviously. It just, I'm not surprised. I'm not pleased. I'm not overly enthusiastic, as you can tell. It sounded exactly like what it's supposed to sound like. It sounds like a 6-cylinder engine. It sounds like a 6-cylinder engine with the twin turbo on top of it. I heard the turbo spooling up real well. And I heard that V6 engine, or the i6, forgive me for saying that i6 engine really well, but that's about it. Let's go back to that first race. Let's go back to, not the first one, but the one where he was doing the burnout, trying to get off the line. God, you know, God bless his heart. Look at that burnout. That's nothing. Nobody's excited about this in the background. You can see it. Barely kicked up any smoke from the burnout. The car does squat a little bit, but barely. And then it's like halfway down the track, you just stop hearing it. You know what I'm saying? You really just stop hearing it. Let me brighten you guys up. I apologize. I waited too late to make this video. But halfway down the track, you just stop hearing it, because that's what happens with 6-cylinder engines. You know, you stop hearing it. Now, with that being said, guys, you know, like I know, you can take this to the shop, have them chop the pipes. You can do a new exhaust system, I'm sure. You can bring the sound out. You can make it louder. You can make it deeper. You can make it scream. You can make it roar. You can make it all that. You cannot make it into a V8, however. It will never sound like a V8. It'll sound close. Imitation, alternative, V8. It'll never be the real thing. You know what I'm saying? It'll never be the real thing. But this is what our future looks like. You know, this is what our future holds. This is the high output, 500 plus horsepower inline 6 twin turbo engine in a Dodge Challenger body. Now it's going to look, probably feel a little different when they drop it in the 2024, 2025 Dodge Charger body. This video is sponsored by CarLock. CarLock is a car security device that I stand by and recommend for some extra security and peace of mind if you own a Dodge Charger or Dodge Challenger. Check them out by clicking the link below in the description. Use code Knockout360 for an additional 10% off your Amazon purchase. And also use code Knockout360 for 14 extra free day trial. Let's get into the video. But as of right now, you know, this is what the inline 6 sounds like. So between the fake ass Dodge Charger EV sound that they're going to have, and between this inline 6 sound that they're going to have with the new Charger, this is what we have to look forward to in the future. You know, in the last video, we talked about this, and a lot of you guys said, give me a V8. I understand that, especially when you compare what we're used to, what we know, what we love, to this. It sounds exactly like what it is. It sounds like a 6-cylinder engine, straight up and down. You can't hide that. You can't fake that. That's exactly what it sounds like, because that's exactly what it is. So long story short, guys, we're just going to have to get out of the mindset of V8s. If this is all Dodge has to offer, we need to go ahead and accept the fact that this is the future, and we can either get on board with Dodge, or we can get off board and move to Ford and Chevy, which I think a lot of us will probably do. But talk to me, man. I mean, it squatted a little bit getting off the line. Now, I imagine the Dodge Challenger body may be a little bit heavier than the future Dodge Charger body. So maybe you've got a heavier body on the engine that's not necessarily built to support that body and that frame. So that could have something to do with it. I'm sure the 2024, 2025 Dodge Charger will be a little more aerodynamic than a Challenger, because you know, like I know, the Challenger is a box on wheels, or a brick on wheels, however you want to say. But at the end of the day, guys, this is our future. This is what all of our cars are going to sound like. This is what Chargers are going to sound like. If they bring back the Challenger for whatever reason, that's what that's going to sound like. This is what we have forward. This is what we have to look forward to. So you guys have been concerned about the exhaust sounds and what it's going to sound like. This is what it's going to sound like. This is what the inline 6 is going to sound like. So, I mean, get used to it, because this is the future. This is Dodge in the future, man. As always, it's been your boy Knockout360. Just wanted to do a quick video on this. One of my subscribers sent this to me. I should have made a video on this a while back, but I was slacking. But this is what an inline 6 engine sounds like. Sounds like every other V6 that I've ever heard. Now, like I said, this is stock. You can take it to Jose and Hose B, cut the pipes, cut the resonators, cut the mids, make it louder, make it scream, make it all this, that, and the third. I'm sure all of these exhaust manufacturing companies will start making inline 6 exhaust systems, catbacks for the new Charger. You know what I'm saying? So even though this sounds weak and puny, there is a chance that we can make it better. It's one of those things like you get some unseasoned chicken. What do? You either put salt on it, or do you put hot sauce on it to make it more tolerable? It's still going to be unseasoned chicken, but it at least be unseasoned chicken with some hot sauce and some salt on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I feel, and I'm sure you guys will feel the same way. But long story short, whatever the case is, this is the future of Dodge. So read it and weep. That's what it is, guys. As always, it's been your boy Knockout 360. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Appreciate you for tuning in. See you in the next one. Peace.